Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Get Right with Digibyte. My name is Mike. It's another fantastic day on the Digibyte blockchain. I'm really excited for our guest today, Dmitriy Koval, who is the CEO of Switchere. Switchere is a fiat cryptocurrency on-ramp that provides services for users and businesses to quickly and easily access markets for cryptocurrencies and fiat currencies. So, Dmitriy, thank you so much for joining us on Get Right with Digibyte. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for being here. And we've got a lot to cover in this conversation. But before we get into it, if you could spend a few minutes, tell us about how you first got involved into cryptocurrency and in the blockchain, and what led to your current role as CEO of Switchere.
Sure. So I joined the crypto space in 2017, and basically at that moment I was just had a general interest. I was doing like crypto trading a lot, and I was just curious about like more financial part of the cryptocurrency than like about the tech. But the more I was involved, I got more and more interest of how it works. So in 2018, I joined Bitfury Group as a head of product for their blockchain, and basically I was responsible for bringing one of their blockchain solutions and making it like permissionless blockchain. So we built like a great product. It's called Exonum, and since then I'm hugely involved in the crypto space. Like recently, like I think it was like 1.5 year ago, I got an offer to join the Switchere as a CEO. So yeah, that's how I'm here.
Oh, well, that's great. So Switchere, here's the website. It's switchere.com, and you guys also offer apps for both Android and iOS.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about your website and your services, and what kind of services that you offer.
Sure. So basically, like Switcher is what we call is an on-ramp solution. So basically, we help other crypto businesses to get their users, to get more users, and to enable those users to pay with the traditional payment methods. For example, like a credit card or wire transfers. So the whole idea is that we partner with these businesses, and it literally can be any like crypto business, for example, NFT marketplace or wallet service or just layer one blockchain, and we allow their users to streamline the whole process of purchase of crypto and not leave the app, again, like wallet app. So their users can buy the crypto that they need without leaving, and just do it in a very fast and efficient manner.
Well, that's great. So you offer services so anyone could just use a bank card, like a credit card,
Yeah.
just go in and enter their information. And uh, is do the cryptocurrencies, do they go directly into their wallet? Is it non-custodial? Do you guys offer custody services?
Yeah, we have our own wallet, but like in majority of cases we act as just a, as an exchange. We just allow users to swipe their credit cards or send us some wire transfers, and we send it to the wallet that they give us.
Okay, so it's like a pass-through
Yeah.
type of service. Yeah.
Well, it can be like a little bit more complicated than that. For example, if we partner with wallet service, they can insert directly the wallet address, for example, to help their users. So the whole solution that we offer is like fully customizable. So they can specify that, hey, well, when the user clicks on this button, we only want him to show like this particular coin with this particular amount and with these methods that he can choose from. So yeah, but like majority of cases, users are sending money to some other wallets or services.
Oh, that's neat. That's okay. So you can provide the options for the user to choose how and where their cryptocurrencies go.
Sure, and
Yeah.
moreover, usually they can also select from other cryptocurrencies as well. So they are not limited to like fiat payments. So they may, for example, to get Digibyte, they may choose either like credit card or wire transfers, but they are not limited to these. They can also choose Ethereum, for example, or Bitcoin, or other coins that we have on the platform. So we
Okay,
can,
so there's swap services as well.
yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. So yeah, so you just mentioned Digibyte. Of course, you guys made a big announcement recently where Digibyte was just added to your platform. So first of all, thank you for that. It's always great to have more and more exchanges and especially fiat on ramps available for people in the cryptocurrency community who want to acquire more Digibyte. If you could just tell us a little bit about how that process evolved and what led to your decision to include Digibyte on your platform.
I mean, usually like these kind of like decisions are based on the community, and we like, and me personally like the Digibyte community a lot. So that was one of the factors that that we saw that we can help this community to be able to use more and more payment methods. So yeah, and then we had this conversation, and our teams like we love to collaborate. So yeah, so it was
Yeah.
a no-brainer for us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I know. I believe I want to give a shout out to Shane DGB and Y Kagel, uh, members of the Digibyte community who I believe kind of spearheaded Digibyte getting added to your platform. So thank you to them. And it's really emblematic of Digibyte. It's being open source. It's a permissionless network. Because these guys aren't like official whatever for any kind of a company. They're just regular guys who like Digibyte and appreciate all that it stands for and are willing to volunteer their time to go out and reach out to businesses such as yours and say, hey, are you familiar with Digibyte? Have you taken a look at it? There's a lot of very beneficial aspects of this blockchain, of this community. And so it's great when people like that can step up and reach out to you guys and say, hey, let's how can we make this happen? And
These are truly the people that care the most. Yeah. And when I say community, I am, that's mostly because of these people. This sort of things happen.
Yeah, it's great. So tell us more about Switchere. I know you guys offer a discount program and affiliate program. How do those work?
So these are two like different things, but so yeah, discount program, or we call it like loyalty program, is like a very easy concept. So like the more you trade, basically, the better terms you get. So the less fees you pay. And what we did is that like we've been like trading like in the past, and we were also users of other exchanges, and we know that how hard it is to get a like better fees from other exchanges, basically like Binance or Coinbase, or you gotta be like really huge, in terms of, so you'll see these discounts. So what we did on Switchere is that like every $100 that you spend on the platform counts. So you see like with every $100 that you spend, you see like small drops in the fees. And what we also did like is that we say, hey, well, it's like we calculate for the whole year the amount that you spend. So we give you a lot of time. So if you're a like occasional buyer, you will still be will benefit from the program. So yeah, and the more you trade, the faster you get like more and more discount. So but basically, even if you spend like $100 a month, you will also see that the fees are improving.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about regarding the loyalty program. And affiliate program is very straightforward. So basically, there are affiliates like YouTube bloggers, or other affiliate marketing specialists, and they can provide the traffic to our website in exchange of the fees that we earn. So
Okay, so it's like a standard link that's custom to
Yeah,
that user, and then if anyone clicks on it and signs up and uses the service, then
yeah,
the person with the original link, they get a piece of that.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, that's correct. And we share like a huge percent of the fee.
Yeah.
So, but for affiliates, so for example, we had some guys that we met, like, and they were thinking about building their own exchange, and they were like, well, of course there's a huge barrier to entry in this business, and they were like, well, we want to try, and we told them that they are better off trying like as affiliate if they know how to get like traffic, and but without all the hassle, like with the AML politics, with compliance in general, and but they can try and see whether their business would be profitable. So that's what they did, and that's one of the easiest ways how you can try the industry and to see whether your media buying skills are profitable in this sphere.
I see. Yeah, you touched on compliance. I wanted to ask you because I saw on your website, you guys have received a license from the EU,
Mhm.
and I was curious. What was involved with that process? I mean, what does the license mean, and what did you have to do to obtain it, and beyond that, because I feel like it's such a nightmare for a business to try to be compliant with all these various regions all over the world. I mean, here in the United States, we have 50 states, and there's like the federal overall, issues, and then you've got 50 different
Yeah, and
individual. Many of them might be the same, but they might be just a little different. I mean, how do you deal with all those differences, and then the constant, because governments are notorious for being slow,
mhm.
for especially when it comes to technological advances and providing regulatory clarity for businesses such as yourself. So how do you navigate that landscape?
I mean, yeah, you're like completely right that the whole compliance stuff is crazy. I mean, and especially in the US. Uh, but we started like from Europe basically, and when we started, it was a little bit easier to start than it is now. But now what we see is that uh, you know the whole industry is being more and more regulated. And personally, I don't think it's gonna be like less regulated in the future. I mean, it's gonna be like hotter and hotter every year. So what we have is that we have our compliance team that is responsible for this to make is responsible to make sure that we comply with all the regulations. And in Europe, it's a little bit easier again, because when you have license in Europe, you like in one country, you are able to provide services in the whole European Union. This is like a very important. In the States, however, this is different. I mean, you have to obtain money service business in every state, and every state has different requirements on what you should submit, like capital requirements. They may have different AML policies, anti-money laundering policies that you may have. They may have different um, requirements for the experience of the compliance stuff, for example. So it's really hard. And we have money service business licenses in the states, almost in every state we are able to operate. And we're currently like pursuing for Canadian licenses as well. But yeah, the overall process is very tough.
Yeah. Okay. So your services are available in the EU and through most of the United States. And you say you're currently working on obtaining licenses in Canada. Are there any other markets that you guys are targeting that it's on your radar?
Um, so basically, Canadian market is like very interesting for us. Uh, U.S. markets, we still need to do some adjustments to our licenses so we can offer more coins, because currently we are restricted to just like a small number of them,
Hmm.
but we're looking to be able to expand and to be able to list tokens in the US as well. But yeah, I would say Canadian market is what our like next priority.
Yeah, great. One other thing I wanted to ask you about, because I noticed on your website that uh, you on your conversion uh, options, you've got your dollar, you've got your euro, the big dogs of the currency market. But then you also offer services for, what we might consider, developing nations or developing currencies, such as the Vietnamese dong and
Mhm.
Indonesian rupiah, a few others. So what? Tell us about, how did that come into play as far as offering services for what we might consider, smaller currency markets.
Um, so yeah, so in Asia we have these what we call like local banking solutions, and that's one of the like big idea behind our business that we wanted to enable as many payment methods as possible. And it's not like only like credit cards, wire transfers, but there are a lot of like local solutions, and it's called like APMs, alternative payment methods. And in Asia, they don't like super happy with the Wisdom and Mastercard networks, and they wanted to have like keep the expenses a little bit down, and they have come up with their own networks, and we like through our partners we were able to to get into these kind of networks. So that's why we have Indonesian rupee, we have the dongs, and other payments. And in order and one of the factors that help us to decide which market to get is the feedback from our users. So we just before going into any market, we would be just better off talking to people and seeing where demand is coming from, what methods they want to see. And yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great. I think it's fantastic that you guys offer these options for some of these, smaller markets. Because I think it's one of the benefits of this type of technology with, cryptocurrency is that, it really levels the playing field. It takes the power away from the central banks, from the centralized controllers of, our world, and it levels the playing field. And so for these citizens of these nations, where again, we consider them to, in the past we would refer to them as third world nations, which is terrible. I think it's just a silly kind of connotation that's kind of stuck for the wrong reasons. But anyway, they're they're developing nations where a lot of the people, it's really difficult for them to get involved, to participate. So if you can provide accessibility to this technology for these people, it makes it very frictionless. I think that's a huge service and a huge benefit to these people. And so I think it's great that you guys offer that, because most exchanges, I don't know they do. I mean, I might be mistaken, but that's something that really jumped out at me. I'm like, oh wow, I haven't seen that before in a cryptocurrency exchange.
But we also looking to improve our terms in these markets. So basically, like the business operates in the following way: that we have a number of partners, like acquiring partners, or this like payment, like it's called PSPs, payment service providers, and they have this different APMs, because we usually try not to. So coming from EU, basically, we are like, we want to get euros in our bank account. And once we have this, like other currencies, we have this risk, like, which is exchange risk, that the price of the currency may change and drop. And some of the partners charging us are like enormous conversion rates. So, but we are looking to improve the terms in these markets as well. And this is like one of the also like parts of their business, that the more volume that we get, the more we are able to um, get down the fees.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So, just to go back to, you were discussing earlier about how, you're providing services, for, your retail customers, people like myself. I'm like, hey, I want to pick up some more Digibyte. Let me go to this website, provide my credit card. Um, but as far as like if a business, let's say if it's just a vendor, whether they've got an online presence or a physical store, and they're like, well, I want to use this service. How do I, like, what's the best way for them to to start that conversation with you guys and get the ball rolling? Like, what do they need on their side in order to make that happen?
So you mean they wanted to buy crypto, or they wanted to offer their users to use crypto to pay for their goods?
Yes. Yeah, they want to offer their customers the ability to use crypto to as a payment method for their goods and services. So how do they bridge that gap between themselves and how can they utilize your business to business services to make
Sure.
that happen?
That's a great question. So one of the products that we are, building at the moment is that we want to give these businesses like a product that they can use. But what we notice that like these types of businesses, they don't wanna they are not like care a lot about crypto, and they don't wanna have this risk that the price may drop, and uh, but what we can do, and that's what our offer is about, is that we allow to their businesses. For example, there's like a Nike store, and they want to sell shoes, but they want to get like US dollars in their bank account, right? So what they can do, they can come to us, say, hey, we need like you to accept all the crypto, but send us the specific amount of US dollars for every purchase. We call this type of product crypto merchants. There's a lot of competition that we see. Now payments are doing a great job with this product, and yeah, uh,
Yeah, well, that's great. Yeah, I know it. It's been a challenge just for someone like myself that's approached businesses, be like, hey, why don't you accept cryptocurrency? And yeah, it's always a challenge because for one, there's just a lot of times they don't know really anything about it. And even if they do, it's how do you integrate crypto with your existing system? You don't want to create a secondary system, so now you've like doubled the amount of work they have to do at the end of the day to settle their books. And so if there's a way to incorporate all those together, I think that's going to be a huge benefit for businesses because obviously they want to accept anything they can from their customers because that's just going to create a larger customer base for their products and for their services. And obviously, this is the way that the future is going. And anytime we can use crypto as opposed to, for me personally, I would prefer to use crypto just because I know it's faster and it's more secure, and I don't want the banks to get a cut of every transaction I do, whether I'm swiping my card at the store or I'm just entering my information on a website online. There's just many benefits to using cryptocurrency. So any business that offers that, I'm going to, kind of, okay, I'm going to go use them instead of maybe someone else, maybe for that reason. So that's great that, that's, something that's, sounds like
and
that's on your roadmap
it's usually
for,
more cost effective because of, again, of the fees. For example, like processing fees for the cars, like for example Stripe is like around 3%, right? So
yeah.
every time you just swipe a card, 3%. And with crypto it can be like really low, like a number of times lower than that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one of the great things that I love about the Digibyte blockchain is that the transaction fees are so low that you can send whether it's $1 or $1 million, it's just going to cost I don't know like a fraction of a cent,
Right.
and it's there instantly, and there's no risk of chargebacks. Uh, you know, you get those confirmations in, and that transaction is done.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I said, yeah, yeah, huge benefits to transacting in cryptocurrency versus credit cards. So you kind of touched on some of the things that you guys are working on in the future. Are there any other things on your roadmap looking ahead besides getting into the Canadian markets and the business to business
yeah.
services?
So basically there's a couple of ideas that we are working on. The first is, as I previously told you, that we want to expand the payment methods. We want to have more local banking methods. We want to have like Swift is coming, gonna be available soon. We want to to have as many payment methods as it's possible. So this is like one of the like major ideas. The second idea is, as I told you, the merchant tool that will allow other businesses to start accepting crypto, but get dollars or euros in their bank account, or again other currencies. Uh, and the short idea is that we want to see more corporate clients. Currently, we only have like not a huge number, just yeah, I would say like couple a couple uh, couple of them, let's say. Let's put it this way. But it's like, so we currently we are able to serve them, but usually the whole process looks like the following. Like they email us, they say, hey, we want to trade with you, and then we like manually send them all the information, like please provide us this, please provide us that, so our compliance officer can check all the information. But we wanted to build this process and to make this, automated. We want it to be as easy as, yeah, user registration. We wanted to see something like this for corporate clients, that you will just come, say, hey, I'm going to register as a corporation, and going to be like a few steps more that you have to do. But after that, you will also be able to, buy coins, but from your corporate bank accounts, for example. So yeah,
Wow.
these
Yeah.
are the ideas. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, this has been a fantastic conversation. I've really learned a lot. I know our audience has too. And is there any other topics that we didn't touch on that you'd like to discuss before we wrap things up?
I think we got it covered. Like most of the ideas and the whole overall process. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
got it covered. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, I love the fact that you guys offer Digibyte, and I love the fact that you guys hey, you got big plans for the future. So, I hope, you're welcome to always come back. The door is open for you if you'd like to come back in a few months and give us an update on where you guys are with your latest developments and latest projects. I'm sure our audience would love to hear more about that as well.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying that thank you for inviting me, and I'm really excited about this partnership that we have with Digibyte. I think it will, be beneficial for both our users. So really excited to see like how it will work out.
Yeah, well, that's great. And again, thanks again for adding Digibyte to your platform. And we'll put all the links below down in the description box for your website, for your apps, Telegram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the things, so people can sign up for the website and join the conversation and follow you guys and stay tuned for updates. Again, it's been great to have you here on the show, Dmitry. CEO of Switchere. Again, that's switchere.com for on-ramp cryptocurrency and fiat payments for Europe and parts of the United States and soon to be Canada and many other markets. Thank you so much for joining us on Get Right with Digibyte. Appreciate your time. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.